Doc Rampaggio, DKTV, here again with Mike Zolotrow.
Zoloworld.com.
Zoloworld.com. Right now we're talking about the return of the Warrior Beasts.
And here they are.
Sample card.
Here's the sample. Well, this is a large version of the...
Large version of the sample card.
The sample card. The colors are actually going to change a little bit on this. I'm not exactly sure if we're going to be 100% with this, but this is kind of the idea. Where we have package mocks also that we're going to show.
We'll be doing close-ups of the package mocks. They'll be cut through this. All that stuff. You know what it is.
Yep. And the Warrior Beast returns as part of the Zoloverse.
Part of the Zoloverse. Art by Chris Facone. As usual, killed it on the art for this. I love this. I love the eyes and the trees and this thing. It just looks great.
Yeah, Chris did a fantastic job with it. He came back. He's like, okay, I have an idea. I think this is going to work. You know, it's just the dark colors. You know, it was kind of crazy to play with a little bit, and he's really good with the colors, as you can see. So even with the slime drones boxes, like he threw out a bunch of color ideas, and he's like, okay, because he likes the stuff popping.
Yep.
I think he did a fantastic job with this. Now, the backer cards are going to feature Realm of the Underworld and the Warrior Beast. So you're going to actually see like a combination of Zoloverse stuff also in there, and maybe some future stuff where we're going to be playing with that as well and putting that in.
Something before we get into the actual announced figures, something I think is very cool is the return of the Beast body style. For the Warrior Beasts. Obviously, these are vintage legs.
Vintage, yeah.
What happened to the prototype legs?
Okay, so whenever you're doing a tooling, okay, and this is just, you know, anybody that maybe is breakthrough or starting this in the industry, or maybe don't even know. Maybe people get stuff done from a factory and they're working through an agent and they don't understand the whole process. So when you're doing a Type 1 prototype, which I call these, or a Shot 1 prototype, you know, the first thing that happens is a lot of the stuff is very loose, okay? So you may have your legs not totally dangling or whatever the case is that's going to be on there, and don't be upset at that just because they got to keep tightening the clearances up on the tooling to make the actual leg. So, but we're using existing parts on these too, and that's the beauty of this line is the waist area that we have here. We have a you know, this is the belt waist that we are using from
many of the other figures.
It actually has the core, the still reinforced core that all the Zoloverse figures has from Realm of the Underworld. Now we have it with the Warrior Beast, so that reinforced core is not going to snap when you pull those legs apart or any of that stuff. So this is using original Warrior Beast legs that we actually have into the body of this figure.
You have those legs kicking around?
I actually do not. No,
that's something. Are not here. They're at the other facility.
Yeah, that's at the other facility. We're actually working with paint colors, so I didn't want to really
something I really like about this body is the symmetry of like the scales and stuff, and the deepness of it. Like it's really nice and detailed. Like, to me, I see this as like something that's going to be awesome to paint for like customizers and stuff too.
Yes,
Because if you did like a rub on this, it would be crazy.
The actual sculpt, believe it or not, that's Gene Zolotrow. My mom actually did the original sculpt, and what ended up happening is when we sent it into the factory, this was, okay, to give you an idea, this was the original Cyclops that we had for Realm of the Underworld. This is the body. This is our Beast body. I think we teased it a year and a half ago and showed what the figure was. And again, it's all about getting these things perfect. I don't want to put out a subpar product, and that's the reason why Wave 3 hasn't come out yet. We've had slime drones. It's the same styling of what we had before. It's just translucent, so it wasn't that tough to do. But when you're working with a new tooling and you're working with new clearances, there's a lot of challenges that you go through. And the first challenge is, you know, you want to make sure that, you know, the thing is going to move correctly. It isn't going to, you know, the legs aren't going to flop off of it. And it's all about just keeping the, you know, the clearances the way they are. The second thing, too, is the sculpt. We basically did a couple sculpt changes, three-dimensional sculpt changes. So this is actually done through the factory. So you're going to get an idea for what the figure is actually looking like. But also, just imagine that with other, you know, paint colors.
I think that's going to be very cool. So now Mike is going to talk about the first of the announced Warrior Beast figures.
Yes, this is a Headhunter from the Warrior Beast. There's going to be a few variations of Headhunter. Some of the stuff you actually see. The weapon, I think we're going to change up these weapons a little bit, but you will have like there's going to be some similar weapons. There's going to be some new stuff that's coming with them as well. And again, this is a package mock-up. Okay, so we don't have.
Yeah, this is a Paint Master. This is not from the factory or anything.
Yeah, well, the figures are obviously, but the Paint Master is definitely not.
No, yeah.
And this was painted by my mom, Jean Zolotrow, so you're able to see like a lot of stuff on there. And on the cards, as you could see on the big card, we had some other names on here that these figures play with.
We'll talk about that after we talk about these figures, though.
Sure. So here's Headhunter. He's the first reveal that we had actually at PowerCon, and this
PowerCon reveal.
And what we're going to do is we will have a few different versions of these. There's going to be, obviously, the Warrior Beast that you just saw from that body style as well. Yep. And we're going to have some humanoids with some beast heads on it as well, too. So you get a chance to get, like, the best of, let's say, all three worlds.
Now, Headhunter will come with this cape.
Yes, you'll come with a vinyl cape. And we're probably going to change up the colors a little bit on a few of these as well. So, yeah.
Excellent. I think there has been a huge response to this figure online. A lot of people were liking that.
Yeah, he's became one of my first favorites because we were going to do a different head style.
Yep.
And they funny story is they lost the head in the factory.
Yep.
Which when you work in China, it happens. You lose a lot. We've lost a lot.
Things get lost.
Yeah. So the whole point was is that when we went back and forth, my mom actually said it. She goes, "Well, why don't we just use that head? You know, you're going to use it on Legend. It's also going to be used on the Flexors as well.
Flexors.
This is going to be a Archfiend head for the Flexors, except it's going to have a different color and everything else. So you get a lot of opportunities to actually play with this. It's going to be fun. But that's Headhunter right here. And you can
Headhunter is looking very good.
Yeah.
He's got bones all up and down his arms, legs, chest. Is very cool skeleton guy.
We want to play with some glow-in-the-dark paint apps, too. Yep. It's not a promise yet, but we want to definitely see what the factory will be able to do with this. Because, like I said, everything comes down to the budget and pricing. Because if we go over budget with these, then we have to charge more money.
We want to keep the price low, so...
so that's the whole idea.
Yeah, and then the second announced figure is actually my figure. It's the second figure in the T-Wise line, production at least. And this is... 2 characters in one. It is the Tenkarak Bodyguard, which is the Skullhead, and it is Master Boshak, the Evil Slime. It's going to come with a different accessory than the axe. Again, this is package mock-ups. Very excited about this. I think the 2 characters in one aspect is something that's very neat.
Yes, and the possibilities for variations.
The possibilities for variations are endless.
Yeah. And everything is interchangeable again, so you can interchange stuff from Warrior Beast into this line as well that you want to use. And it is a Warrior Beast, but I'm saying like it's you know what I mean. A Warrior Beast is more all-encompassing, so you're going to grab all kinds of cool aspects.
You're going to have all kinds of cool characters from across the Zoloverse coming in. T-Wise is definitely part of it. All that. It's going to be very cool. This is going to be in one of the Warrior Beast assortments?
Yes, we're going to work on that. And actually...
Well, whichever that may be, we'll figure that out. But it will be in one of the Warrior Beast assortments.
Hopefully we'll see some more T-Wash stuff also. I think it'll be awesome.
Yep.
I think, the possibilities are actually endless for this. So, yeah, we'll get a chance to see it. Plus, like I said, there's probably going to be more variations to the card as well.
Things will change. This is early stuff.
So the back of the card is going to be a combination of the Realm of the Underworld and the Warrior Beast, like we said a little earlier. So there's going to be variations to the back of these too. So some of them will show some upcoming characters that maybe not even been talked about yet.
Yeah.
But we'd like to kind of tease it when you get the figures, so you as the fan will say, wait a minute, is that coming? Or is this coming? To give you a cool indication of like what the line is going to be coming out with.
All right, so a few people on Facebook have asked, what's happening with Warrior Beast? Like, what's going on with it? There's Warrior Beast. There's also Pirates of the Galaxies.
There's Pirates of the Galaxies. There's Warrior Beast. Obviously, there's Realm of the Underworld Wave 3, Legends of Darkness. And a lot of this is going to be encompassed into the Flexors. Although we are going to do a few lines outside of this also, not sublines, but actual. Actual, figure lines that's going to be part of this also. So like I said with the Legends of Darkness and all as well. In the case here, you could see the one figure of the Warrior Beast that we're actually going to do, which is a combination of a humanoid and the lizard character, which is very reminiscent of a lot of the fans will know what this is. The fans of the original stuff, like myself, you're most likely like me, where you know what this character is. You know, people like us would be like, wow, you know, that's really cool.
Now, what about Frankenstein over there?
Okay, so this is Gate Knight from he's from Realm of the Underworld Wave 3. He's going to be we're either probably going to make him an exclusive, or we're going to actually put him into the assortment. This is Craig from Thunder Props. We worked together with this. Craig's actually worked alongside for a while with the line. He's been I would ask him a few things, and he would just be like, yeah, man, this is really cool. You should add, whatever. And he took this, and he says, send me something, and I'll show you what I would do with it. And he made this, and we want to do something through Thunder Props to actually make this particular character, so it'd be cool.
I think that would be very cool. Mm-hmm. Also, probably worth talking about would be this guy, Ben Spencer's Cyborg Space Barbarian. Was also announced at PowerCon.
Yeah, at PowerCon, yes. Ben and I been collaborating to make the Cyborg Space Barbarian. Actually, it's Ben.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing this. We don't know yet all the particulars because obviously I still want to get with talk to him a little bit more about the project. But this is going to be made. It's already we're already in tooling for this. So this isn't a question of is it going to be. It's going to be made. It's just a question of packaging. If there's packaging, what the styling that he wants. So prepare to be surprised though, because some of the designs I've seen is stellar, and especially for that guy. I just can't wait, and I'm excited just to get a couple of them more in this display case.
Ben has a real eye for color schemes and stuff.
Absolutely.
So when can people expect the Warrior Beasts?
Okay, so we're looking at hopefully by the end of this year to do two things. Okay, we're gonna have the Warrior Beasts Assortment 1. Okay, and the Realm of the Underworld Assortment 1 wave 3. So we're getting two lines basically, and they're going to be separate pre-orders that we're going to do, and then into next year we're going to have assortment 2 and assortment 2, and that's how we're going to conclude it. So you're going to get literally if you are part of this evolution and you want to support the Realm of the Underworld or support Warrior Beasts or support the Zoloverse in particular, well, there's a lot of things coming, and we want to basically and we're not going to do a back-to-back pre-order. Like 1 week we're going to do, we want, this assortment's going to be done, and then we're going to have another assortment. We want to make sure that it's not going to break anybody to do these. And plus we're trying to shoot the price points down a little bit. So if you can help us, we're definitely going to try to look out for everybody out there. And that's the big thing. But yeah, to answer your question, we're looking at hopefully by the end of the year.
And also, as they could see from the samples, the Warrior Beast will be carded, not boxed, like the slime drones were.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's a cool nod to the old thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think it's going to be really good.
Absolutely.
Some people have asked about the little teaser on the Warrior Beast card it says Pirates of the Galaxies.
Pirates of the Galaxies is another Zoloverse line that we're going to be doing. We're doing Warrior Beast and Pirates of the Galaxies. We want to show new characters.
Yep.
There's going to be some really cool characters for this. And we're trying to make that kind of all-encompassing, too. So you're going to have the Warrior Beast on one hand that may transition into our line of the Realm of the Underworld. And the same thing with the Pirates of the Galaxies. And it's going to go back and forth also. We might have some Realm characters that will end up as a Warrior Beast. Or we might have some Pirates of the Galaxies that will end up as a Realm of the Underworld character. You see what I mean? And back and forth. So we've tried to keep everything within the Zoloverse, but also being able to interchange all this stuff and have like a blast doing it. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah, and obviously, we've talked about it, like, Al Gore could show up in Warrior Beast. Like the whole Zoloverse is open to everybody that's doing it, kind of.
Yep.
I think it's going to be very cool to see like Al Gore and Crisis and Ben's Cyborg Space Barbarian fighting together.
Absolutely.
There's so much cool stuff coming, and I just can't wait.
I think the biggest exciting part to it is this evolution that I keep on talking about, because it just doesn't stop here. We have a female character that we're working on for Wave 4. We have and you see some of the Wave 4 characters up here with the the Ice Demon, and you have like the Wolves, and then Slayer, that's sitting up here, and plus that's going to be another big assortment because we have lots more characters that we're producing. We're doing it because we want to have, right now Realm of the Underworld sits at 35 whopping action figures. I mean, 35 figures to a line since 2012. And what we want to do is kind of make it in such a way where, we're going to do another, 20 into the, between Warrior Beast and the, Realm of the Underworld Wave 3, into there as well. So having the 5-piece assortments or 4-piece assortments, we want to basically give everybody the opportunity to have a large collection of figures for this. And actually have a lot of nostalgic nods to it too, because people know or played with this like I did when I was younger. I'm sure a lot of you are like me, where you want variety. You want, like, even though the characters may look the same, there is a storyline behind each thing that's here, and those stories, like I said before, make those characters who they are, and it kind of evolves those characters.
Yeah, we said before, story is at the forefront.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, is like, it's all part of this story that we're running with.